My name is Mariko. It's not easy for people to remember, pronounce, or spell. I'm the daughter of a Newfoundland woman who was raised by meat and potatoes parents, fish belly white, card-playing Protestants, and the daughter of a soft-spoken Japanese man whose parents couldn't cook very well and couldn't also use their given names. This is why my name is Mariko. I come as the product of a whitewashed baby boomer Japanese generation with the sting of World War II still slapped fresh on their cheeks. My father's name is David. He knows 20 words of Japanese and I know even less. I've only ever met a small handful of people who look like me. Their grandparents too were herded like cattle into ghost towns and labored for no pay, interned even for years after the war had ended for the purpose of Canadian safety. But it's that fish belly white side that people often see. One time a friend called me practically white anyways. I consider myself white passing with sunglasses on, and it's strange to me that sometimes in the summer people don't even realize that I'm Asian. And now, even more recently, sometimes even in the winter, I'm finding that still nobody knows. And with my almond-shaped eyes in plain sight, people still assume that I'm from a culture that's just like theirs, that I have a historical background just like theirs. I can get away from the history of my family's oppression, and though I carry it in my chest, I don't show it on my skin. And although the erasure of my heritage hurts, it doesn't mean that I still don't benefit from the systems that see lighter as better. No, I'm not white, but I'm not a person of color either. Band-aids match my skin tone, and trendy nude-colored shoes are nude for me. I have never been profiled as dangerous, been frisked, been watched in a store by a shop owner, or been watched by police. I've never been encouraged to bleach my skin tone, and I've never assumed that if I was a lighter color, I would fare better at a job interview. I've never been told that the color of my skin makes me inherently ugly. I've never received a sideways glance at a subway station, been unable to find my makeup at a department store, or been generalized because of the color of my skin. I consider myself an ethnic minority, and although that may not seem like the hugest of difference to you, it matters to me. I also think it makes a difference to people of color. What I experience on a day-to-day basis isn't racism or colorism. Although I do wear that backpack of assimilation and racism that my grandparents and father faced, it's not what I experience every day. I could make another full-length feature film on racial microaggressions that I faced and cultural appropriation, but my experience doesn't come from the color of my skin or what can be loosely defined as race. I do not face the same struggles that people of color face whether they're black or brown. I don't ever have to worry about my unborn son with his hands up saying, "I'm unarmed," at a police officer. I don't have to be worried about getting detained at the airport being racially profiled for a random search. I at least have enough white passing privilege to know that I don't face those same glares, that same violence, that same hostility and degradation. I just don't. White people have already taken enough from people of color. I don't need to take their name from them too.